My name is Cowell and I run a specialist email marketing consultancy. So I show small business people how to get more customers and more sales with less effort using email. Before I came across Mirasee, I had launched a training and coaching program in email marketing, and it really hadn't gone as well as I'd hoped it would, and I didn't really understand why. And what I was really looking for was somebody to show me how to do that properly, how to create a coaching program that people would really want to sign up to and that would really deliver the benefits that they were looking for when they did sign up for it. The only reason that I hesitated to sign up for the Course Builders Laboratory was that I'd been on a lot of similar kind of training, or training that seemed very similar before, and I spent a lot of money and not really got any results from it. So that was the one thing that made me hesitate. The thing that really convinced me to sign up, it was two things actually. Firstly, it was a webinar that I went on, which really explained how the Course Builder Laboratory worked. And secondly was a one-to-one phone conversation that I had with somebody from Mirasee who asked me questions about what I'd done when I was launching my previous course, and seemed to have all the answers, seemed to be very familiar with the kind of problems that I'd encountered, and was able to show me how the Course Builders Laboratory was going to address those problems. Well, what I've learned about my audience is that people are very enthusiastic about email marketing, but they really don't know how to do it. Not only that, but they don't know where to turn for advice. So everywhere you look, there are people who are giving advice on email marketing, and some of it's completely contradictory. And so there's this big gap really for small business people, that they really don't know what to write about in their email marketing. And so that's the gap that I'm really seeking to fill, is showing people how to write promotional emails that are interesting, engaging, useful, and really motivate people to carry on reading, to stay subscribed, to stay in contact, and sooner or later to become customers. That's one of the things that I discovered. But then I found I had a massive information, and what's been really helpful is understanding how to take that massive information and break it down into simple lesson plans that can then be delivered to an audience with a really deep understanding of where that audience are and where you're trying to get them to with each lesson. So Mirasee's been really helpful in providing me with a template for doing that, and very clear step-by-step instructions on how to break down my topic and how to package my expertise in a way that makes it really accessible to the people who are signing up for my program. The really big revelation that I had during the Course Builders Laboratory was the importance of piloting a product before launching it as a fully developed product. And I saw that the mistake that I'd made was launching my coaching program without properly piloting it. And I was amazed at how much I learned and how important it was to co-create the product with the people who were participating in it during the pilot. And that's made a really big difference to the finished product. One of the things that I learned during the Course Builders Laboratory that really changed my approach to how I built the product was the feedback that you can get from people as you're creating the product, and how important it is to keep people involved in that process and to really react and respond to the feedback that you're getting, so that you're able to pivot the course as the course is developing. And I've really understood to a much greater depth the size of modules and how much learning people can take at any one time in any one session. And that's completely changed the way that I've structured the program. One of the challenges that I found with the Course Builders Laboratory was that my progress through the training that I was doing depended on my participants' progress through the training that they were doing. And some of the people on my pilot were racing ahead and other people were falling behind. So I had some very clear milestones in mind about where I wanted people to be. And it felt like if they weren't there, then that was really holding up my progress. And how I overcame that was by the coaching sessions, the online coaching sessions, the office hours that Mirasee holds, where you can just dial in and you can ask your questions and you can get feedback from not only the Mirasee trainers, but also other people on the call. So there were other people on the call who'd had similar problems, and I was able to get some really good advice on how to encourage people to stay engaged in the program and how to motivate people to keep going. And that really helped me to get through my own roadblocks as well. The thing that I found most surprising was the degree of personal contact that you can have with Mirasee, because even if you're talking to a coach who you maybe haven't spoken to before, because there are many coaches in Mirasee, even if it's someone that I haven't spoken to before, they seem to know who I am and they seem to have some kind of previous knowledge of what I'm working on, and they know who my personal coach is. So there's a feeling that you're talking to somebody who really understands what you're trying to achieve, and that makes it feel like you're really part of a community, and a community that's really dedicated to helping you achieve where you're trying to get to. The Mirasee team are just absolutely wonderful. I mean, one of the things that's really significant is that they're not theorists. Every single person on the Mirasee team has built their own online course and successfully launched it. So these are people who've actually been through the same process that I'm going through. So when you ask them questions, they're not giving you a theoretical answer, but they're drawing on their own experience. And I find those online office hours to be absolutely invaluable. Along with they regularly do webinars on specific aspects of building the course. Maybe how to build your audience, or how to market your pilot. And there's all kinds of things like email templates and different advice that they can give you on how to do whatever. So whatever part of the process you're in, they're able to give you real world benefit, their real world experience. What really helped me in building the pilot was very specific instructions on how to go about doing that. So that was everything from how to build the lessons, advice on what sort of technical video and audio, and what kind of software to use for delivering online training, advice on how to market that, including email templates, which, even though I'm an email marketer, it's great to learn from people who've actually launched courses and gone through a specific launch sequence. And all that was very helpful in using those specific templates to encourage people to sign up for the pilot. To begin with, when I launched my pilot, I was quite apprehensive, because having had a coaching program already that didn't go well at all, I was worried that it was going to be another failure. So I was a little bit apprehensive when I signed it up, but my Mirasee coach coached me all the way through the pilot. And as the feedback started coming in, and the feedback that I received on the pilot was very positive, in fact it was 100% positive. So I felt really elated that I'd been able to take a set of learning that hadn't gone well and reformat that in a way that people really wanted to sign up for and really wanted to do, and that they were getting real tangible results from. I wanted to keep my pilot small because it was quite a high touch pilot, so there was a limit to how many people I could really have on the pilot, and my target was 8 and I got 5, which was enough to cover the cost of the course. So I was completely clear in terms of breaking even on the course even before I'd finished my pilot. And what really surprised me was that I was only expecting people that I had a personal relationship with already through networking to come onto the pilot, but I actually had 2 or 3 people that I didn't know and had never heard from before who joined my pilot. So that was very satisfying, because it proved to me that it appealed to people who had no previous personal contact with me and didn't know me at all. What I would say to anyone who's thinking about enrolling for the Course Builders Laboratory is just go ahead, because it's exactly what you need if you're thinking of building an online course, and it'll stop you from making all the mistakes that you're going to make if you don't enroll for the course. But if you're in any doubt, I would say just talk to somebody who's done it, or talk to one of the Mirasee staff, and get all your questions answered, because to my mind, this course is exactly what you need if you want to build an online course.